Hello, 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 everybody. Great evening, great people. Come on in to the room tonight. Happy Monday, everybody. I pray that you are well and that you can hear me loud and clearly tonight. Welcome into Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Tonight we are super excited, elated to come to you for another show for Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. You all, we are on our 39th show, and I am just super blessed. You know, some may say, well, what does that mean? 39. Okay, you're counting. And so that means a whole lot to me, because how many know that sometimes it takes a lot just to get started, just to open up your mouth, to activate your voice in the earth. And so I'm excited to come to you tonight with our 39th show of Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. You all, I am charged up, and I am just so grateful and so thankful to be able to, first and foremost, be able to talk to you, be able to come in freely and have a conversation, because everyone does not have this privilege. And so I am excited to be with you all tonight. Every opportunity that I have to open up my mouth, whether or not I'm nervous, whether or not I know what I'm about to say or not, guess what? I am grateful, and I thank God for the opportunity to be able to speak, because somebody can't speak. Somebody can't hear, and so somebody can't communicate, somebody cannot walk. So I am just charged up and excited to be here with you all tonight. My name is Mone't S. Horton, and I am your host and visionary of Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. This is a place that has been created for such a time as this, for you, for me. And sometimes, you know what, when I think about how Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves got started, sometimes people look for platforms. They look for places to go and speak. And I'm not speaking against that. But sometimes you are just a builder, and sometimes you have to create this space. It's not for you to go and find one, right? But when God gives you an idea, when God gives you a concept, he gives it to you. And so it's not for you, me, us to compare, but to just get started and to be led. And so this space has been created, not by me, but I am just a conduit for this space. And this is a space where you can come, take off the mask. You can take a moment for yourself. Self-care is the best care. It's good to pour into others, but guess what? It's even better to take a moment to pour into you, because the more your cup is full, that's where you can get to overflow and be able to give out from your overflow, right? And so this is a space where you can get filled up. And I always say, go ahead and get your pen or paper so you are able to take some copious notes, some detailed notes, so that when you are finished, you can get the information and you can be empowered to take action in your life. Motivation, inspiration, that's what we are all about here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. So again, welcome in, everybody. I see our guest is in the room, and I am excited to bring her on tonight. If you haven't had a chance to do so, go ahead. I see you all coming on in the room tonight. Go ahead and take a moment to click and share, click and share, click and share. Tonight, our topic is trusting the process. Trusting the process. I know this topic very well, but tonight we are joined. We're going to have just a phenomenal guest to come in, and I see you out there. I'm going to bring you on in the room. But before doing so, I'm going to share your bio because I think it's important for us to know who's coming on, and what are the phenomenal power moves that you have taken in your life. All right. And so tonight we have Miss Lynette Michelle Jewell. She is going to join us tonight. I've known Lynette for some years. We go way, 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 way back. I think it's at least been maybe about, I know it's over 5 years that we've known each other, but we used to be business partners in network marketing, and so we have grown definitely to become sisters over the years, and I'm excited to have her join. She is a native of Washington, and what do they call Washingtonians, raised in Southern Maryland, a suburb right outside of Washington, D.C. She is now currently residing in Charlotte, North Carolina. So she's coming way from Charlotte, North Carolina. Her love for the people, her community, and educating and helping people is her passion. She has a background in sales, marketing, and advertising. Michelle, she has entrepreneurship skills, and her love for politics as well as entertainment will be one of her many focus points on the show. Her show is the Michelle Show, which will be returning in 2023. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can stay tuned for more information. Her love for radio and broadcasting is what drives her to explore the radio industry. She has learned from the best of the best over the years, to include sitting in on various talk shows and being a co-host. Being on different panels and workshops, she has learned about networking. There's power in networking. She will be bringing her own unique and classy style to radio. Michelle is currently working on her book and has worked on 4 different collaboration projects, including different authors and coaches to cement from her dream of becoming a published author, motivational speaker, and speaker to entrepreneurs, and a consultant producer, telling her stories of tragedy and triumph, and understanding her journey, this journey of life. So we're going to dig into that tonight. She is hoping that her story will inspire others to never give up on themselves or their dreams. Guess what, y'all? We're getting ready to dig deep into this conversation tonight about trusting the process. So as we do so, again, welcome everybody. I want you to take a moment to go ahead, as our guest is joining, to click and share. Let me know. I see someone already dropped it in the chat feature. Trusting the process. Yes, here she is. Yes, she bringing her own style to the place. Yes, I see you all in the room. How are you, superstar?
I am doing wonderful. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you. Can you?
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome.
Man, I'm so excited. This is long overdue.
So everybody, I see individuals already putting it in the chat feature, trusting the process. I just want to ask anybody who's out there listening to us, as before we jump in, is there anyone who have had some challenges, some struggles, just a little bit of resistance to trusting the process?
Yes, Stevie. I'm sorry. Did I just call somebody out? My bad.
You did. You called him out. And they already put it in there. So trusting the process is a topic that I wanted to bring tonight. And I've been, I believe that this is the time and the period. We never will get over, get through, get done with trusting the process, or let me say, going through a process. Life presents processes all the time. It's inevitable. And so tonight, I want to again welcome you in, Miss Lynette Jewel, to our Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. You prefer the Michelle, or what you want to go with the Lynette Michelle?
L. Michelle.
El Michelle. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. The El Michelle. And so tonight, I'm super excited and charged up. As you stated, it's been long overdue for you to connect. But I also know that there's a divine time and season for all things. As I
Yes,
shared with
definitely.
everyone before, your bio, and that we connected in business years ago. And I
A long
believe it's
time
been
ago.
over. Yes, I know it's been over 5 years,
Yeah,
and that's been a process in itself. But
actually
here, sister to
15.
sister, hmm,
So I want to say 10 years, 10 or more.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those years have definitely gone by very, very fast.
Yes.
Um, because I can remember just like yesterday we were doing mixers, and we ain't gonna go deep into what it, but mixers and just doing all kinds of
Traveling,
uh
all that.
yes, everything. And so, but it's brought us to this point today. It was all necessary. um and so, to here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves, we take off the mask, we get down and have real conversations. Today we're talking about trusting the process.
Mm-hmm.
I want to share, before we go deep, go into this conversation, the definition for trust, quoted from the Webster's Dictionary, is a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. A
Mm.
process, by definition, is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. A particular end. In your own words, how would you define trust? You can define trusting the process or trust in the process.
Well, I think that topic needs to be dissected. So we're going to take one word at a time. Trust
Yes.
the in the process. So you can't
Yeah.
leave the done out.
Yeah.
Um, when you when you talk about trust, trust can be a worldwide thing, or it can be in a bubble. It could be right in your face. It could be your surrounding. It could be local. It could be far away.
Mm-hmm.
When I look or hear the word trust, I think within just saying the word trust, do a lot of us believe it? Do a lot of us understand it? Yeah, we have Webster, we have Google.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe it?
I do.
Do you believe it? You know, to me, the word trust, and I try not to offend anybody's higher power. I know who our God is. Um, when you pray, do you trust and believe that God or your high power is going to do what we're going to do, or we just pray and then we take it upon ourselves instead of giving it? Do we still hold on to it? Nine
So
times out
you
of
just said
10.
something. So let's just pause, because we gonna dissect this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just said trust and believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you trust, it has to be coupled with and backed up with, I believe the belief.
Mm-hmm.
Trust by itself is what is it? And that goes to what you were saying, how do you define it?
I don't,
The
you know,
individuals, how does it
I don't,
rest with?
I think that, I don't think not, if there are some, maybe I know where I'm at. I'm still in the process of the trust.
Mm-hmm,
So I can
mm-hmm.
flip it back. So
Yeah.
process the trust or trust is the process. Um, I know with me, um, I know I can do all things through
Mm-hmm,
Christ that strengthens me.
mm-hmm.
But then I also have sometimes, and not defending any of my pastors or leaders or lay leaders, the people that I know, but I'm human.
Mm-hmm.
There are days when I don't trust that I can move forward. I
Mm-hmm.
don't sometimes trust that all the stuff that I've done over the years, all the stuff we've done over the years,
Mm-hmm.
um, trust the process of being successful. Trust the process of being the best that I can be.
Yeah.
Trust in knowing that I'm not perfect. Or
Mm-hmm.
trust or being sometimes saying trust and saying I am perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And in reality kicks you. Trust in the system. Trust in the knowledge of the stuff that I've learned. Trust in family members. Trust in closest friends. Having that trust.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, sometimes to trust because I do too much, I trust too
Mm-hmm.
much, I get that trust kicked in the butt of like,
Mm-hmm.
are you trusting you? And I think that's more important of knowing who God is or knowing
Mm-hmm.
who your higher power that you talk to. Because I try not, like I said, to offend anybody. But do you trust what you just said out your mouth? Do you trust your heart? Do you trust your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Do you trust the things that you see around you? Do you trust that it's for you? Do you trust or know that it's against you? That trust, I think, is almost like a lethal weapon. Do you know how to use it? Is it for your good? Is it for not? Or is it for some other people? You know, my thing with trust is I I know that I'm going to help you and do, but can I trust you to be there when I'm going through? See that
Mm-hmm.
trust can be in a whole lot of conversations.
Yeah.
And, y'all, let me put my glasses on because I'm trying to be cute but can't see. So let me trust my glasses as I can see.
Let me okay, so you just brought up a lot of things. You just went down the laundry list, the list of things that in life, in the process of life, we can trust. And everybody, I see you out there. We see you out there. Thank you all for joining in tonight. We are talking about trusting the process. And I am sure, let us know if this is a topic. Like, have you had challenges with trusting the process in your life? And so, our guest, El Michelle, is here tonight, and she just went through a whole list of things that in life's process, we all have to consider. Do I trust? And what just came to my mind is that, you said that you trust in God and He keeps you. What I'm gleaning from what you say is that basically He keeps you centered, right? Keeps you focused and on target. But yes, you have those days, like I believe we all have, where it's like, wait a minute, I'm human. And even though I know what the word says, right now I'm feeling real extra human, right? And my trust, that scale from 0 to 100 is
Hmm.
closer to the 0 than it is to the 100.
And I
Come
see, we
on.
see the 100. We see
Yeah.
it. We see the
Yeah.
1,000. And I forgot to add one more thing. Do you trust yourself enough with the finances? Because I can say I am not a
Ooh.
saver.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a spender because a lot of things, not knocking anybody that can get Louis and Gucci and all that. I mean, I can get something and you would thought that it was, but I do stuff that I know that would be useful. You know what I'm saying? Or
Within your
it,
means.
it within the means. Never try and trust. Don't try to be like the Joneses. Oh, that's another topic. But see what I'm saying, that trust could be in so many different levels. But for me, I think the main thing is, do we trust ourselves? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do we trust ourselves enough to understand that we can move forward and understand that there are going to be sometimes we're going to go back? But do you see yourself down the road? That tunnel vision. Yes, we can see the peripheral vision that these things are going to happen. But do you trust yourself enough to stay focused? Do you trust yourself to stay towards the pressing of the mark? Do
Mm-hmm.
you trust yourself to know that he has his hand? He has his hand. Or do you trust enough that he's going to hold it? I mean, we pulled away, but he still got us. We doubt. We have a thing. We go through, like you said, we're human. How many of us had knew and trusted we want to be successful? I mean, there were times, we were on our mark. We were at the top of our game.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But that was a learning experience. We trusted certain people that level going up. But then we can take that and trust that it will happen again, but now we know how to handle it.
Yeah. So
Because we
so
wouldn't
for
be where we at if we hadn't gone through a whole lot. Ooh, we seen y'all. Let you know we seen some things. We watched some things, and we made sure that we don't fall in that category. How we treat people, or how we support people, how we encourage them, how we mentor them.
yeah,
It's a process.
yeah. And here we go at the process again. And so when I think, so let's bring this. So when I think about trust, because we hitting on a couple of things here. Trusting yourself, trusting others. Sometimes I believe we put more trust in others than we do in ourselves. Trust in others, or we believe more for them that it's possible than the reality that, hey, it's not only possible for them, but it's possible for me as well. And so when I think about trusting the process and this whole thing with trust, and yes, looking at the basis of this, because yes, we can search and get definitions and all of that, but just looking at the core of trusting, it's the ability to believe in the reliability, truth, the ability or the strength of something or someone. And so that reliability is popping out at me because we do have to ask ourselves the real question of, do I trust myself?
Mm-hmm.
Do I trust this other person? Like if you're in a relationship or a marital relationship or whatever, it's like, do you put enough trust in that other person to do, you know what I'm saying, what you ask them to do? And so when I really began to look at this word, for me, trust in some things in life, thinking about your list, finances, career, all of these different things, it's like, hey, because I am human, I might not have the strength all the time to do
Mm-hmm.
this or to do that. So my trust has to be rooted, for me, is rooted and grounded in Christ.
Yeah, yeah,
And when
we
I,
have to make sure that soil,
yeah,
that good soil.
yeah,
It is fertilized, is nurtured. That's why it's so important. If you have a good church home, or like I said before, whatever where you worship, having great mentors, having great accountability people, partners and stuff, that a lot of times people think, oh, it's your family. You might get one or two out of your family, but sometimes it's the people that been in the same journey and going in, or if you've been in business a long time and you stay connected, they know your traits. They know how to pull, or we know how to pull out of each other. And that little bit of encouragement goes a long way. It
hmm
could just be a word. It could
hmm
just be bring back a little bit of remembrance. You know, I always tell you, I want to be like you when I grow up. Y'all, because she was like this back in the day,
looking
y'all.
good.
She was definitely a diva on point and everything. But we knew that she was going to take it further. So why not would I want to start touching the hem of her garment and watching her?
Oh, yeah,
You understand what
Jesus,
I'm saying?
yeah, but
Exactly.
yeah,
But my thing is like
I
this. I
get
tell
it.
everybody, yes, he's up there, but when you're down here and you know that the up there, him up there has touched certain folks, and you feel it, why wouldn't you want to be in the atmosphere or be connected with folks that either they found the answer, they tapped into it, and they don't mind telling the secret. I always call it the secrets.
Hmm
You got some people that hold it in, don't want to tell how they made it, how they done. I always tell folks, I want ground level, how you got up here. I don't want up here and then you come down here. I
hmm
want the ground floor when they dug that first trench and
hmm
how you build it up. We know how you got up there.
hmm
People just don't tell their story or trust or believe that, oh, nobody's going to want to hear that. You never know. Like right now, we don't know who else is watching us.
But you know what? That's therein lies the process of it. And so here at Sister to Sister, that is what we like to dig into. What is the story behind the glory? You mentioned something earlier on that, hey, I'm still in my process. I'm still going, I'm still processing through as I'm even talking to you. And so I think that, sometimes we believe, and let me just talk about myself. There was a time where, and I often talk about it here on Sister to Sister, that, hey, God has been dealing with me with being a perfectionist because I like things a certain way, boom, 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 boom. And because of that piece of me, that side of me, right, that he's still working on and working through, and I have to release what's in my hand even when I don't understand. Because of that, there are some things that he had for me in time that I might have missed, or missed the opportunity or whatever, because I wanted things to be, I was moving too slow, or I was sitting on the sidelines or whatever. And thank God for his mercy where things come back around. But the thing is, sometimes we don't do things because we want to be perfected, right? Or we want
Hmm.
things to be a certain way when we go out and when we step out and things like that. But one thing that I have learned in the process is to trust it, and to trust the God that I believe, and what he has made me, who he has made me to be, right? And what he has placed inside of me to impact the earth, to impact the world. And no, guess what? It's not going to look like somebody else's. It's not going to look like the El Michelle show, right? Because you got your special sauce, right?
And you
That you
got your
have.
special sauce. Mm-hmm.
And so, um, I believe in trusting the process, we have to trust um every piece of it because what I was just thinking about is, I'm not a baker. Are you a baker? Are you a baker? I'm not a baker,
I
but
think I bake when I can, what
yeah.
needs to be baked.
But then you leave, right, right, right. So yeah. So when a baker bakes a cake, all the different ingredients, will we eat them all separately? You know what I'm saying? Now, when it's all mixed in there together, it and it's cooked, right?
Now, wait a minute. Now, I do eat cake batter, so I'm sorry. I got to eat the process in the middle of. I just been doing this since I was a kid, so.
So you do. So let's talk about. So you eat it, but would you eat those eggs, the raw eggs?
Girl, I got it all mixed up in it. Let it be a butter flavor. I'm in the bowl, okay? I'm in the
Right,
bowl.
but would you eat the eggs by themselves before you mix them?
I
You
mean, what?
probably would that.
We're talking
You
with the
probably would.
powder. I'm country, so no, that's all I was raised off of. I made a lot of lopsided cake. The grandma done beat me for it, but um, we tap into in the process of some of the ingredients. Okay, let's keep it
Yeah,
real. I mean, we don't always break that egg correctly because the shell's going to get in. So now we got to stop the process and because we wasn't taking our time, we done had a couple of shells and now we got to take the time and get that out. Or we didn't measure enough water.
that's
Or
good. What you're saying is good because sometimes people want to rush to the end result of getting the cake. But guess what? If you drop that crack shell in there, what's going to be the result? The end result. You want
then it
to
won't be me that got that piece of cake that got that shell in it. But I'm just saying,
It's going to
no,
be
but
in your throat
it's gonna
and
be in
it's
the
going to have
throat.
some problems,
Yeah.
right? So like you said, you got to pull it out. So that's good. That's good. So we have to take our time and trust the process that, hey, I got to
And
take
I'm
that
gonna
out.
take it a little further than that. We just got to read the process of making it. You know, if we want to take it down to baking a cake, we got the box. All we got to
But what
do
if
is
it's somebody who's
read.
doing it from scratch?
Well, guess what? You still got to make sure that you take your time. You just don't throw it all up in there without cracking the egg. You got it's a preparation. People understand about the preparation. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
make sure you got the bowl. You got to make sure you got the milk, and you gotta make sure you got your eggs sitting there. You gotta make sure that the oven is nice and warm. You don't want to put a cake in a warm oven. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you glaze the pan. You gotta decide if you're gonna make a cupcake. You gotta make a pound cake, sheet cake. It's all about the preparation. How much time do we take in the preparation? And that goes even with back to the trust. How much
Mm.
time do we take within the preparation?
So what is the preparation? That's getting what? Your proper tools, getting the proper ingredients together, lining them up. My
Right,
grandmother showed us assembly line
writing
in the
stuff
kitchen.
down, writing your thoughts down, dissecting that to make sure that it fits into what you want to talk about, or make sure,
Mm.
because all of our dreams and our goals and our passions, if we will have to find all the books we wrote in, how many
Mm-hmm.
times has that changed? Or how many times have we done stuff and we tweaked it? Or
Which is
we said,
okay,
let
I
me
believe.
reevaluate.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, it is okay. Because I think the pandemic made everybody reevaluate what they're doing. Maybe I don't need to do this, but I need to add that will replace this. And maybe I need to think about it this way, or just reanalyze and rethink, sit back and take a moment and see, did it work? Did it didn't work? Can I tweak it? And knowing that it's okay. But then also you got to stay away from the naysayers. You got to stay away from the unbelievers of all aspects because we're not
Mm-hmm.
going to get folks that are going to understand our process, understand our journey, understand what we believe in. So that's why you got to put yourself around like-minded people. I really always say I can't stress that enough. You got to
Mm-hmm.
put yourself around like-minded people. And I tell anybody that if you're ever thinking about doing a podcast, if you're thinking about doing what we're doing and having our shows, you got to make sure that you're around the right type of people that will share tips and you're building a trust, you're building a relationship, and they don't mind telling you that the process is not easy. Now there are some that can jump and they're gone. You know what I'm saying? There's some that are gifted and blessed with it. But with our gifts and our talents, he has given it to us in increments. And some of us don't know how long those increments have been stored. You know what I'm saying? It's like I would tell everybody, like you got all them plans. Now it's finally time after 10 years, you're going to finally in a place where you can go get it, look at it, retweak it, and then trust that he will lead in the right direction and make the path smooth. It's going to be bumpy because we're going to go against him. Come on, y'all. Let's keep it real. I'm probably one of the most bucket of God is possible. Lord, are you sure? I mean, I trust you, but right now, you need to help me to understand what you're trying to say. And then he'll give it to you. And I always hate when people say, and not knocking everybody, that you can't ask him. That's your daddy. You got to ask
Yeah,
him,
come to me like a child.
Daddy, am I in the right direction? Because I want to go this way, but I feel that you're telling me. So I need you to either try to merge or retweak and show me which direction that I really
But
need to
we
be
also,
going in.
and I
But,
think I'm looking at what Stevie is saying here, but I believe that we have to be open to your point, but we have to be open and receptive to
mm-hmm.
his response,
Yeah,
because in the tweaking, in the in the navigating, in the moving, and instead of going to the left, going to the right, go to the right. In that, if we don't, sometimes God doesn't respond the way we want it. We thought, he wanted to, we were feeling like, okay, if I do this, he said go to the right. The last time he said go to the right. But, just because they said I should submit this to him again, I'm gonna go ahead and submit it. But I'm praying that he say the same thing I'm gonna say. What if he doesn't say go to the right? He say go to the left. Now you got to be okay with going to the left, so you don't miss out on your blessing and what he has for you in that particular time and season. And
true.
so we have to be open for the change, because the resource might be over to the left. Last year it was on the right,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's here on the left. So I want to know, can you tell us what has trusting the process look like for you in your life? However you want to go or respond to that, flow with it. What has it looked like for you? And she said, I'll sip to that.
It's been a long journey. It's been a rough, hard, traumatic, but one thing I can say is that God has blessed me with some amazing folks that I don't have to talk to them all the time, but they know just when to drop a nugget or to drop a dime
Mm-hmm.
to get back, for me to see it. I don't know if anybody else, because when he sends vessels your way, it's for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot
You
of
gotta
times
trust that.
you gotta trust that. But a lot of times we don't. And then he'll say, remember, I sent this one to you. The vision didn't go. It just that I was like, okay, put it over here. And then I go. But then when something really traumatic happens and hit that rock bottom, he brings everything in fruition to where it's stacked up, and then he plays for me. He plays it sometimes in my dreams. I could be just sitting, and then all of a sudden, it's like I'm watching a movie, and I'd be like, "Oh." So if I had really did it that way and allowed myself to follow you, or allow know that you had the process, ooh, it would have been that easy.
So are you saying it's like a trailer? So like when you go to the movies, when they do the previews, they give you the trailers. So were you like watching the trailer in retrospect, like after the fact? Is that what you're saying? He kind of give you a glimpse once you done went your own way. He give you a glimpse of if I would have went the way that he
Oh
told me,
yeah.
it could have been this way. Is that what you
Oh
were
yeah.
saying?
I remember one time I was going to some friend's house and I didn't even get out the car. I just saw this box
Mm-hmm.
and he just played my everything. Just everything that I went against or whatever, whoever he sent my way. And like I say, you never know the vessels that God sends your
That you
way.
resisted. Was there a resistance
Um,
to the
no,
whoever he sent
no,
your way?
because when he play, it's almost like how they say they're gonna show us the book of life when we go, but it wasn't a book of life saying that, oh gosh, I'm not getting in, I'm not doing. It was like, wow, I remember that, and I did hear you say, but I took
Mm.
upon my grown self to go in the opposite direction. But I knew when to call back on you, and I said, you know what? Let me back up. Let me try it this way, and I went forward instead of being stagnant and staying still or going bobbing right or left. It was there the whole time, and I look at, like, not to give away my book, but one of my topics, one of my chapters is called "A Puzzle of Life."
Mm-hmm.
God has already laid out the jigsaw puzzle, but we got that piece. And what do we want to do? We want to keep cutting it and cutting it, but it doesn't fit. And we keep being around the wrong people and following the wrong path that keep fitting. And the whole time he's saying, I gave it to you. All you had to do was trust me and listen to me. But you want to do it your way, and that's why it never fit. So then it gets
So,
me thinking, like, I need to pull back,
mm-hmm,
take a break. And folks, it's
mm-hmm,
okay to take a break, everybody. It's
mm-hmm.
really, really okay to stop and allow yourself to. I always say, like, I like to go to the beach and put my feet in the water to recharge. Somebody may
Mm-hmm.
want to go up into the mountains. Somebody may want to sit down by a lake. Some people might take a long drive.
Mm-hmm.
When I was home in Maryland, I would go from 301 up to Brandywine to go all the
Mm-hmm.
way to the bridge and
Mm-hmm.
do at least 2, 3 trips. And then my last trip, of course, the crying and the music and the everything. And then when I get home, I'm less like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's
So
time now
that's what
to,
helped you to
yeah,
recharge,
mm-hmm.
realign.
Yeah, because like I tell people, like when you go to the ocean, what do you see? You see to the left, nothing. You see to the right, nothing. You look straight ahead, nothing. All your problems is behind you. But when you look out there and you just see that it's nothing but just nothing, what do you have to worry about? Give it away. Just let it go. Just wash it. Just cast it out. You know how you say, just cast out all your sins and all your worries. But then what we do, we cast it, we bring it back, and we take it right back to where we started from.
Hold on to it. Oh no.
You know, or
Yeah.
even in some terms of some folks that are bikers. We get on there talking about we getting that gas off our chest, whatever's home. But that moment is just clear mind and praying that no cars and nobody run us. But our minds are just blown it. It's giving us clarity to come back home to face what's going on. How many
That's
times
good.
do you take that moment to just
Mm-hmm.
say, I'm not Superwoman, I'm not Superman? And I know some people hate this word, but hey, I can't find another word to use it. You're just not Captain Save. You can't save everybody if you can't save
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We don't try
Mm-hmm.
to help y'all. I know some people like that, but we can't say Captain Save a lot. Captain Save a most. We just don't, word just don't fit. But when we start believing in ourselves, that God gave us so many talents, so many gifts, that He has the key, but He also gave us a copy. We just don't know where to unlock it. We
He
don't know
gave us
lock
a
it
copy of
here.
the key.
We don't know to here. He done give us a code. We don't know where to plug it into here, plug it up to here, or you know what I'm saying? Because we self-doubt ourselves, but I still say it's also around the people that you're around. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're not around people that support you, motivate you, listen to you, understand, like I said, I'm around a lot of folks that we may be in, majority of them, we're kind of all in the same field,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also around some different ones, but we know how the process works. We know how to be that accountability. We know how to have a conversation and talk and be like, oh, wait, hold on. That was a good one right there. Hold on. And write it down because
Mm-hmm.
we have a contact. We
It's a
have now we have
like-minded.
some.
You
Mhm.
all are like-minded.
We all are like minded. I mean, we bounced off. We don't talk all the time, but
Yeah.
doggone, when we get together, it's like,
It's
hey,
fire. Mm-hmm.
we like we ain't never missed a beat. That's how
Yeah.
you know that you're connected with folks, that they see you, you see them, and together you have a conversation. You don't answer what you were really calling to talk to them about. They're listening, and something that they want to talk about, they don't answer their own questions. Sometimes we just need to talk. We just need to vent. Because when you hold stuff in, you also capping the process. You're capping that trust level until you talk it out and just bounce off some ideas. And if you got the right people, they're not going to steal it. Actually, they're going to enhance it. Well, why don't you tweak it this way?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Oh, girl, I was just thinking about that. And bam, you wrote it down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um,
So, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
So I was going to, what came to my mind is that in trusting the process, you have to release. You have to release the process. Like trusting the process is not that it's you, El Michelle, holding the process, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to literally release it and trust that for me, that God, right, is going to show me the intricate pieces, the steps, and guide me to do it. But I have to be open and receptive uh to to follow those instructions. So I have to release it, but then also knowing, as you said, if somebody had to just drop that inside of the chat feature, that he gave you the key, he gave you a copy of the key, right? He holds the key, but he gave you the copy of the key. And what that translates to me, and that might resonate to others differently, but that I believe that we all have what we need already with
Mm-hmm.
inside of us, within us.
Mm-hmm.
It's within us. We
Mm-hmm.
have to tap into it. So trusting this process, I believe that core piece is releasing it
Mm-hmm.
and believing that he's got us as we started out today.
Oh, most definitely. And we also got to realize that we got, we are, one again, human. We hold on to so much.
Mm-hmm.
We, we I know that there's going to be different cultures that's going to be watching, different ethnic cultures and stuff. But with us in the Black community, You better not talk about that. You better keep that to yourself. You better not be shameful. Don't be shaming the
Mm.
family. You better
So
put
then
that
people
underneath
keep it there.
put that underneath the tablecloth. Put it underneath the table. Keep it within your household. They don't realize that those are the old ways and old
Hmm.
mentalities. Do we keep it? Yeah. Did we wind up turning out to be a pressure cooker? Yeah. For me, one of my pet peeves is if I got something to say, don't cut me off. Let
Mm.
me finish. Because if I don't get to say all I'm going to say, I'm going to store it and we're going to talk about something else. But I'm going to remember that I didn't get to finish what I had to say, and it's going to be added on to the next conversation. I don't think with
So it's
us,
gonna come out.
it's going to come out. It could be
And
a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a year. Because, see, my family and friends know I don't forget nothing.
but it
I
might not come
remember.
out at the most favorable time. Is that the other piece?
I don't care when it coming out. I had
See,
something
that's what I meant.
important enough to say, and doggone it, I'm going to get it out. I don't care if we talking about tea. I got something to say. I hate to go there because I'm gonna make you laugh. I got something to say about coffee. Cause I didn't get to finish saying what I want to say. But then you also have to learn how to be stable. You have to learn how to be focused and steadfast. Meaning that some stuff you just gonna have to learn that's going to be a separate battle. That's going to be have to be a separate segment, or a separate entity that does not have to do with where you're going now. We're not going to dismiss it. It's still there, but sometimes it's not our battle. And
Mm-hmm.
the path that God has for us, um, are we going to walk off of it? Yeah, I still see it. He's going to allow us to make mistakes. And you gotta be understand, y'all. It's okay to make mistakes. This mistakes is your learning tool. That's part of the assignment. Again, I don't try to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect, but I want to be able to know that I gave my all. I gave my best. No matter who believes it, I don't care. You know, whether it's family, friends, um, if you're married, your significant other, if you don't believe in you, you'll be sitting around waiting a long time for family, friends, and everybody else to encourage you. You have to encourage yourself. But then again, that's good to have some mentors, good to have some accountability people because they've been there if they're telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Um, they see when you're this way, so they push you back. Well, why don't you try this one? Okay, I think you got it. And then sometimes we have people that think that we weren't listening, but we have so much that needs to be carved out, needs to be thrown out, needs to be vacuumed out of the ears, needs to be washed out of the eyes, especially washing out of your mouth. And your heart has to also release. Um, I look at some, I can put you in there.
You
Huh?
no, it froze up a little bit. So
Oh,
go ahead. I want you to finish your statement.
I watched, like you and others, I watched you grow. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It was there a long time ago. We were just wondering when that was going to blossom and take flight. And
Mm-hmm.
so, sometimes you hear me say, I want to be like you when I grow up. But
Mm-hmm.
that lets me know that I'm still in the midst of your company and
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching. We never know who's
Mm-hmm.
watching.
You
Y'all,
never know.
please know you never, once you get on this type of platforms like this, or you singing, or you dancing, or you reading poetry, or you whatever your talents is, somebody is watching you.
And let me just interject right there, Michelle, because it doesn't mean I don't think it's necessarily it always has to be someone who's outwardly with a platform, but just your life period.
Right.
Somebody
Yeah.
is always watching our lives.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially if they've known us a long time. Or
Yeah.
to me, I can talk to people. and you think we've been friends a long time, and we just met each other in the store.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a connection because we connected with something. You
Yeah.
know, I'm a people person. I love talking to people. If I see people sad or whatever, I find a way to make a joke, and you never know. Next thing you know, that's another networking person that you're not saying business, but another person you connected with. You just,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not always you're going to get it, but it's okay because it's nothing really they can say because the anointing and the light you have on you, and the energy, they already know that they can't touch it, but they see that there's something there. But you
Mm-hmm.
still, again, you health wise, mentally, physically, you got to make sure that you take care of self.
You said earlier that when I asked you about the process that, for you, it's been a long process and, you have accomplished many things, but you're still even going through another season of a process. And so what has, when you have, because I'm sure we're going to have some viewers and listeners on here, even as we're wrapping up tonight, when you feel like you have been in a process so long and you're trying to endure it, you're trying to trust it, and all the tips that you shared earlier, what has what has really been the thing to keep you talked about steadfastness and being rooted and grounded, what has kept you in the game and holding on to trust and know that, what, in spite of what I see, in spite of what I hear, I'm going to stand on what I know? What has helped you to do that? Even if you've gotten off, but to jump back on. What has kept L. Michelle in what we used to call the game?
When I'm gonna go back a little ways, I'm gonna speed it up. When you say something to somebody years ago and they come to the present and say, "You told me something that changed my life,"
Mm-hmm.
or you just said something
Mm-hmm.
that it just again it changed my life, or you
Mm-hmm.
told me to do this and this, and then my business went that way, or you told me that I need to go ahead and start getting my poetry out or doing whatever, and now I'm looking and seeing that you got a book out, or you're doing
Mm-hmm.
poetry, you actually was afraid to get out there and speak, and now you're
Mm-hmm.
speaking, or just getting the
Mm.
feedback
Yeah.
that lets me know I got something.
Yeah.
Now you say, "Oh, I got the gift, I got to use it." It's just knowing that, wow, I said that. Or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and I'm trying not to get emotional this way because it's a process.
Yeah.
When somebody tells me something and I just look like, "Oh yeah, I don't remember," and then I'm driving home or driving, like when I go home, my girlfriends never say, "Remember you told me this and this years ago now," and I'm like, "Yeah." And so I was like, "I don't remember saying that," and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
God will sit there and replay it.
Yeah.
And like, "Oh my God, I did say that." Ooh. But it's not a,
He brings it back to your remembrance.
he brings it back to my remembrance. I go through my moment. He's like, "You all right?" Yeah, I say, "I'm good." I said, I really did make an impact on some folks. You know what I'm saying? That
Mm.
um like a few years ago, we had our Rejoice anniversary at Ebenezer's 30th. It was a passing anniversary, but it was our 30th anniversary for Rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember all of us coming in as teenagers and young adults and everything. And now some of them are pastors, directors, authors, and this and that and everything, and doctors and this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm looking at myself like, wait a minute, I'm an author. I'm in the elite crew. But to
Mm-hmm.
hear some of a couple of pastors come up to me and say, "You may not always see me, but I want you to know you said something that changed my life."
Mm-hmm. Who talking about? Me? What?
And I used to be that way, be like, and then I got to the point where I stopped. Now I can just look at you and say, "Okay, I'm glad I could be." Then I go off and be like, "Ooh." And I could have left, but because I love to sing, I stayed. But then I'm looking at panning the room, and now I'm like, I am amongst them. I can talk of, and I fit in that category, not like a Jones thing. It just, I remember we all came up from, in a sense, nothing, had admiration and goals. Some might have shifted and changed, but look at all of us, man. We're successful. We're business owners. We're this and we're that. And we're pastors and we're singers and directors and playwriters. And I can sit there and
Making
say,
a difference.
yeah. And I can sit
Making
there
a
and say,
difference.
I'm amongst that. And not to be like, yeah, like that, like, what, Lord, I got something here. I
Yeah.
just need to wing out.
And he's doing a let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, you go. And he's doing a great work. He's doing a great work. It's the song out there. Um Courtney, what was it? Courtney Willis, uh Courtney Brian Martin, something like that. But anyway, he is the he's a singer, and the song says he's doing a great work. He's doing a great
Mm-hmm.
work in me. Um and that his name is gonna be in my head, but y'all can go check it out. But the point is that even when we don't know, like you said, you just shared it and you kept going, but it came back.
Mm-hmm.
It came back years later, and you're like, wow, now I'm in a place where, we're all, because we endured the process, we can now, we're sitting at a different place in our lives, because we endured and we kept going and we stayed determined.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we might have shifted, but we are here today, a lot further than what we was when we first started.
Oh, most definitely. And I never try to miss out on a few. I
Mm-hmm.
always give. Some people don't like it when I say it, and some don't believe it. But I
Mm-hmm.
thank my haters. I thank
Mm-hmm.
my naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that said I wasn't going to be nothing. A few teachers. I thank them. I call them my hater nation. Y'all keep me going.
Yeah.
You keep the fire lit that I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm gonna be successful. I'm not gonna give up. Maybe run a little slow because I'm getting a little older, but I'm never going to stop the process of moving forward, finding different avenues. Because for me, I've been in so many different businesses. I just started putting everything together to where I see where other folks are lacking, that I know that I can help them. And then sometimes I'm ministering to myself. I'm
Like,
encouraging
I need
myself to
something.
think.
I need something. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes we don't realize when we're speaking to other people, we're encouraging ourselves.
We should be the first partakers.
Yeah.
Amen.
So we
Yeah.
could be speaking to somebody on something and you be like, you pause, like, okay, that was for me. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
it's always a rehearsal. It's always a rehearsal. It's always a lesson learned. And you always people say, how many times you gonna keep until I get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then when those folks that are being like that, wean yourself away from them because evidently they stopped. But when somebody keeps saying, you got to say yourself until I make it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on learning. I'm gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
on striving. I'm going to be, and it's not conceited. I'm going to be the best because it's a
Positive
process for me.
affirmation.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing with the affirmations, y'all. You got to encourage yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have some folks that encourage you, but you got to be able to look in the mirror and say, you go ahead, girl. You
Right.
know, you go here. I always tell everybody, when you feel a certain way, take off the makeup, take off the jewelry, I don't care if you butt naked in the mirror.
That is the same.
And
Look, go ahead. Say what you gonna say.
you, cause if not, we have something on, like, oh, we're gonna focus on it. But just be, you know how to say, unfiltered and
Strip
just be
yourself.
straight. Don't have nothing, and just have a conversation. You may not like it,
Yeah.
but cause that conversation it's gonna be like you're talking to yourself. That mirror gonna give you the reflection that you're gonna see, and it's not the portion of, yeah, I know we might need a little weight here and there, but what are you doing? Why are you allowing people? Why are you absorbing negative energy? Get away. Why are you being, you know, talked about, abused, and just, I mean, it's all types of, everybody's going through something. But it's a
That's a
conversation between you and I. But then God's already in the midst of it, or whoever your higher power is, they're going to intercede at the point, because now you're forced to listen. You're forced to see yourself vulnerable. You're forced to
yeah.
see yourself just stripped down, and just, it's just you.
Hmm.
I tell you,
So
Stevie got a lot to say, don't she? Just kidding.
look.
And that's somebody,
So
hey, real quick, that's somebody right there. That's Stevie Ray. That's somebody you need. She, woo, that, woo. I'm gonna leave that alone. Just remember that name right there. That's another person you need to get on. But it's
awesome, awesome,
it's
awesome.
just it's the trust in the process. But I don't think we have time to talk about the. And it might be just
No, we
three
go.
little
You want
words.
to what you gonna say about the as we wrapping up tonight? Because the elder Sheldon came through.
Okay, we got with the trust and we got with the process, but that the in the middle is what holds it together. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? If you just can't say trust in the process. There's nothing trusting the. It's like that middle that can
Mm-hmm.
hold us this way to hold us that way.
The connector
The connector. If we
is
don't have that
bridging
connector
the
with
gap.
that bridging that gap, trusting, it's just like that glue, or that whatever that's holding it. And a lot of times we forget about that. It's what's holding you. It's your faith. It's your your mind, your heart, your body, your
Mm,
soul. You know what I'm saying? It's your eyes, what you see. It's your ears, what you hear. It's what your feet walk on. It's what your hands hold. It's what your
mm,
arms can carry. We got to trust. It comes down to it. Always, we know it's trusting God, or whatever higher power you have that you connect with. But we have to start holding ourselves accountable.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to say, I don't know it all. I don't know it all. I'm still learning. The word is still learning.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop learning, folks. Never stop asking questions. Never stop putting yourself around people that you want, like-minded people. I can't stress that
You
enough.
have to. You have to. You you have to surround yourself with like-minded
Minded
people
people. You know, I tell
when
people
you're
real
in
quick.
it.
I tell people,
Yeah.
like, I can sit and talk to a surgeon. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be a surgeon. But now if he's talking about money, oh, now we can have a conversation. We could talk about money. Now, I don't want to be a surgeon. Now, if I got some medical question to ask, but why not put yourself around a
But
lawyer
even
so
with
you can understand that terminology? Why not put yourself around a banker so you can understand the terminology of saving money? You know what I'm saying?
it's
Put yourself
always
around.
something, yeah,
It's something you can get from
that we can glean. Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
It's always something that we can glean. And we are ever evolving,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe some key words as we're closing out. I think I might, said it a couple of times, but you know, process it requires that release. It requires that belief. It requires the faith that you said. It requires the tenacity, the determination, all of those things that we talked about tonight. And um, I am so appreciative that you came on by tonight to engage in this conversation, to share a little bit about, give us some tips and sharing about your process and how, it doesn't matter. And this is what I want individuals to definitely embrace tonight and understand and know that all of us have a process. We all have a process. Processes is inevitable in life, but no matter where you are, that there is a timing and a season to everything under the sun.
Sure
And it
is.
talks about that in the word in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And sometimes we feel like giving up. Sometimes we feel like throwing in the towels when we don't see the results being yielded. And like you said, you spoke and you gave out and you poured out into others, but you didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but you planted the seed in that moment. And I just want individuals to be encouraged tonight to plant the seed, endure the process, lean in when times get hard, when you can't see your way, when you think that, oh my goodness, I'm in this office with all of these people, they have all these titles. Why am I here, Lord?
Hmm.
But I just want you to know that you've been placed there strategically for such a time as this. Trust it. Trust,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I said? Trust what he has placed in you. Release your doubt. Yes, we are human, as we shared earlier. We are human, and we can give ourselves the grace and the space, the grace to, take a moment. Like you said, that's self-care. That time that you need to take a pause. Like you said, get naked. If you got to get in front of the mirror to get down to the basics of it, do what you have to do
Mm-hmm.
to be able to fill your cup up to overflow so that you can get back in the game and be able to trust the process. Is there any final tips or words that you would give out to our viewers tonight?
Um, I would just, like we always say, like towards the end, if there's any value that we've said tonight, know that you are somebody. Know that you are wonderfully and marvelously made.
Mm-hmm.
God don't make no mistakes. And I can be human and say it. We do make mistakes, but at the end of the day, when it gets too heavy, we already know who to call on. It ain't man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
write down your thoughts. Get a little journal, little simple little journal, or a piece of paper, and when it gets too heavy, just sit still and know that He is God and He is God all alone. He don't need no help.
Mm.
He just wants you to speak. He wants you to tell him all about. Sometimes we talk to man too much, and sometimes it's okay because he will send vessels your way. But
Mm-hmm.
just sit, put on some calming music, and just talk to him, and then just sit still. and just close your eyes and just take some deep breaths. And you can go down to the water and do that. You know, it just you can go, places and just sit and just
Find joy.
have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out that what you were that molehill of a mountain, it really was no more smaller than a mustard seed, but we just didn't know how to
You
handle
blew
it,
it up.
and we talked to the wrong people or around the wrong people, and it just disrupted it. It caused a shift in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like with me, kind of put a little small plug in. With me, I love helping people that want to take stuff to the next level. You know what I'm saying? As far as in, maybe something we said tonight to get your mind thinking. Take a moment, pause, and then think about what we said. Just we're here. We don't
Tell
have
us how
all
to
the
connect with
answers.
you as well. Yeah.
We don't have all the answers, but we can
Mm-hmm.
give you a couple of nuggets if somebody helped us out that we can help you out. We're gonna add a little twist to it, just to get that fire lit. I think I said it yesterday. Get them cables. Sometimes it's just the wires that need to be rewired and reconnected. We
You
forgot
on
about
it?
that.
Cause look, we've been talking about that. The realignment.
The realignment. Even
You
if you have to
gotta
go to a
adjust some
chiropractor, get
things.
realigned. You know, but
Woo!
sometimes it's just the wires that just need. Sometimes you watch grandpa and them, that corrosion on that battery. Go get a bottle of Coke and let it get that erosion off. And this just change your atmosphere. There's a shift, y'all. There's a major shift that's around us. We just gotta know how to tap into it, and don't be afraid to speak on it. Go ahead and get that Go ahead and get that journal or some paper that you found, and just go ahead and do it. Reverend she's always said to us, you know not because you have not. You know not because you ask not.
You
I,
have not
I, I
because you ask not. Mm-hmm.
well, he always used to switch things around, so he didn't always. But you got the legit stuff because you'll find you got to go read down to find out what he actually
But the
said.
thing,
But
but the key in there, El Michelle, is that we gotta activate our voice. We gotta open up our mouth and we gotta say it. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. I think I was just telling the client that earlier. Open your mouth.
mm-hmm,
Somebody needs to hear you. And guess what? Sometimes that somebody is you,
you,
me,
mm-hmm.
us, we.
All y'all that's listening, stop being silent. I'm sorry,
Woo!
there's a point to where oh, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Sometimes some feelings need to get hurt. Be very, try not to disintegrate them, but sometimes the truth
It's a
hurts.
way to do, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it could be, I think somebody wrote something and posted somewhere. Sometimes your best friends are going to your real true friends are going to tell you the truth. You got some
Mm-hmm.
family members that are going to tell you the truth. Suck it up, be able to take criticism, especially in this line of work we're trying to do, and this type of atmosphere. We got to be able to take criticism. So I already told a couple of you people, call me afterwards, or I'm gonna call you. How did I sound? Let me know what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I used to be a
Yeah. Because
and a
because we are in the
and a hey Mone't and a
mm-hmm.
and you know and somebody to get into my case where, oh no, I don't really do that anymore. I'm gonna say what I got to say. It's gonna be the and that type of phrase when you're talking, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a process, y'all, and don't be
Yeah.
afraid to take the steps. If you have to
We're
back
being
up a
trained.
little bit, God got you. He ain't gonna let you bend so far that you break. He gonna let you feel it so he can get your attention. We're gonna have failures. There's gonna be a lot of business you're gonna fail at. But guess what? Analyze it, see what you did wrong, keep it going, and then move forward. Like I said, we've been in a lot
Keep
of businesses.
moving.
Did that stop us? We just learned how to put it all together and then sat back and said, okay, I'm not gonna do it this way. I saw how they did it. Let me do this. Everybody has done something. Just take it, put it together, and then see what he.
That take again is what your perspective is.
Hmm.
What you what your perspective is. What are you
Meaning,
gleaning from it? What are you taking away from each experience and encounter? I'm saying it's important to, as you were saying, evaluate, put it all together. Every life encounter, situation, whatever we've endured, it's something that we should either be gleaning from it, learning to do or not to do, or something like that. And so it's all important, you know
it is.
and
That's even going
but
back to your childhood, the stuff that you encountered. You learn how to use, some people have hid it away, but you learn how to adapt. You learn how to talk about it, and then you learn how to apply it so that you can help other people. Because, like, again, you never know who's watching you. You understand what I'm saying?
process. Yeah.
And by them watching you, you're allowing them to say, I can make it. I don't have to be stuck in it. Not saying that we completely healed, but we learn to move forward and to use our voices. Now they're saying, you know what? I'm tired of being silent. I want to
Yeah.
use my voice. My pain hurts. I have stopped doing a lot of stuff because I didn't know how to move forward.
hmm
That's
and
another
and and
powerful.
that may be that healing in the
Yeah.
process.
Mhm.
So we can go on and on tonight, El Michelle, but I'm just very excited and happy and grateful that you were able to join me tonight and talk about your perspective of trusting the process. I believe that you brought some very unique point of views to the surface tonight. And it is my hope and my prayer that our viewers and even those who are going to go back and watch the replay, play it over again, let it download, but get what you need, and know that, again, we cannot emphasize it enough, that you have everything that you need already within you. Trust that. Trust your
Mhm.
creator, right? Trust God. We believe in God. Trust Him. And whoever if you have if you subscribe to another higher power, trust and believe that whatever you need is within you.
Mhm.
Just start now. I wrote something in my notes today that I definitely want to share. And it's that God has a formula and a strategy for each and every one of our lives.
Mm.
Okay. And even though sometimes it feels like he is taking away, right? What is it? The subtraction. Things are being subtracted from our lives. His math is not like ours. And so we have to trust, we have to rest, we have to release, and we have to respond to him.
Mhm.
Be accountable for what he has placed in our hands.
Oh yeah,
Somebody
most
is
definitely.
waiting on you. That's why you have to trust your process.
Mhm.
Somebody is waiting to hear from you. You might feel like you are at the pit, at the bottom of the barrel. But guess what? Wherever you are, he has not forgotten you. He has not mislocated you, right? No, you're right here at the forefront of his mind. And so tonight, thank you all for joining. Remember to embrace the process, trust the process. El Michelle, I thank you so much for joining tonight. We're definitely going to have you back. Keep enduring. Thank you for pouring out tonight. Even as you are in the midst of your process, look, God has much more for you.
Oh, most definitely, most
And
definitely.
I know you know this and you know it very, very, very well. Tell us how we can connect with you. How, if any of our viewers tonight wants to follow you and keep up with you, where can they find you at?
All right. On Instagram, you can find me on the El Michelle Show. I'm also, if you want to email me, it's L Michelle. Don't leave out none of my letters. L Michelle, MichellEjewell @gmail. You also can find, I have a YouTube page. It's the uh, L Michelle Show. Please subscribe. I will 2023. My goal is January for my before my birthday. To start the El Michelle Show back up.
Yeah.
Also, if you're looking to change, find out more about getting into business. I'm also the founder and CEO of El Michelle Enterprises. If you like to be a guest on my show, which I will have you on mine, so we can sit down and talk a little more. It's
Absolutely.
the El Michelle Show. You can find me on Facebook at Author Lynette Jewel, or you can go to my other page is Lynette Michelle Jewel. That's my overflow page. Um, Instagram, TikTok. I think it's the L Michelle. Yeah, girl, I'm trying to do a little
Look.
TikTok thing. Yeah, child, I done branched out a little bit on there. Uh, Twitter is the L Michelle. Uh, just if you need anything, business wise, financial wise, please hit me up. Oh, my phone number, I don't mind giving it out. 301 659 9766. If you just want to talk, chat, just any little business minded question. Sometimes it's just we get stuck in different levels. And it doesn't matter if you way up there. Sometimes even with you, we are here to unlock. We're not
Hmm.
here to stop you from doing, Lord. No, we've been through that. That's another topic. But we're here, whatever is making you happy, your joy. Sometimes you just get stuck and you just need a little push. Somebody
Yeah.
pushed us, somebody sowed the seed, somebody showed the spotlight. And I
Yep.
appreciate for all that you do. Like I said, I've been watching you grow, y'all. Uh, she ain't, really trying to say my put a little plug. Y'all, this a singing sister right here. I'm just trying to tell you. This is
Oh,
singing diva right here, y'all. This is singing diva right here. And child, she's always been a diva since I've been knowing her. So this is just the best is yet to come. I appreciate you, all that you do. I know that every guest that comes in the midst of your voice or your ears or your sight, that I know that their lives has been changed. Um, I appreciate you. I honor you. I thank you for allowing me to be on. Of course, we ain't finished. Because y'all,
no.
we talk, we get on the subject and then we go off. But I appreciate y'all. Because look, y'all, this is really long time. Even before she started doing her show, even when she was just her tips and stuff. And look at you now. So
Hmm.
y'all take note that this is not an easy journey. This is a process. We have to get mentally prepared to talk
Yeah.
and to don't get the beat. Women, take mine off. Don't get the beat because that's a process in itself. I'm just saying. But I appreciate you. I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying it. um
Just being real,
yeah, being
Just being
transparent. The word is transparent.
transparent. Yeah, transparent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what it's about. So again, look, she done told y'all all her hashtags, all her follow signs. She on TikTok, she on Instagram, she on Facebook. Y'all look, El Michelle, you want to drop all of that in the chat. So
I
that
certainly
people
will.
can follow you. But everybody, this has been another Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves, our 39th show. Look, y'all, you have to start. Don't even get bogged down with what the outcome is going to be. I admonish you tonight, decree and declare that you got to get started. You have to get started. So I'm excited for you, sister, relaunching your show. We will be connected. Stay in the flow. We're going higher and higher here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. I am just so blessed to be in this season and to be in this flow. I thank you for stopping by and being a part of this tonight. Everybody, we will be back next Monday at 7 p.m. sharp. Don't just meet us here. Beat us here. We have some powerful trailblazers joining us. Look, y'all, a lot of people have already jumped into 2023, but guess what? 2022 is not over. There is still room for blessings, for miracles, signs, and wonders. Look, they happening, y'all. So you just need to figure out what's going to be happening on your street, on
There it
your
is.
block, in your life.
Cause
Trust the process. Lean into this thing because there is still time for so much more to happen. So I'm excited. Embrace your and trust your process. Don't hold on to things, but just release it so that you can flow and you can go, so you can keep moving. Love you, sis. You all will be back. This has been Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Take care, take charge, and God bless you. Bye-bye.